Just want a little more time in here. Just like tweaking now and just listening. All right, let's start to pan. I'm gonna put those overheads left and right. Move those 70 left, 70 right. Just open the mix up a little bit. Yeah. Brought some brights in from those overheads. Yeah. Go back over to this mix window, and I'm looking at my main out, and we're at about negative 5.7. We're at negative 5.7 on the master, so I feel like I'm in the ball game, in the ballpark overall. As an engineer, we can just keep mixing and coming back to it. You know that, I know that. You work on a song, it never ends. You always got to tweak this or that. But now on this master fader, tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a little bit of just lightweight mastering, which I'm going to start out with some mild compression. So what I'll do here is I'll put my attack at 50 milliseconds. I'll go ahead at 150 milliseconds on this release. For the ratio, I'm going to do 2.5 to 1, and I'll do a knee at about 7 dB on Pro Tool. So it's not 100% of a hard knee, but it's not a soft knee either, right? And then I'm going to control this threshold and look for just a little bit of gain reduction here, right? Maybe between -1 and -3 decibels of gain reduction. So just a light amount. And I'm going to go to an area of the song where things are, getting loud. That's what I'm looking for. So let me just loop right here. that's really the drum solo. Let me check a couple of other areas. Let's see here. Yeah, let's go here. Just a little bit of gain reduction there, and then I'll boost again. And then let me come behind that with Ozone 10. Great mastering tool. I've been using Ozone since 6, I think. And I like it. Just as that polish, that icing on the cake. So let me come on here on this master fader. What's going on with my master fader? Let me see something. My master fader is in mono. You can't have that. Let me delete that. Add a new master fader. Track, new master fader, stereo. That's going to make a difference. Sheesh. And it just goes to show we don't got to be too uptight about this mixing thing and this mastering thing. Let me add my compressor here. I'll go 50 milliseconds again. Don't have to be perfect. 150 on the release. 2.5 to 1 on the ratio. I'll go 7 on the knee. 7 dB. If you're a Logic user, you can go 0.7 on the knee to be equivalent of what I'm doing with 7 dB on the knee in Pro Tools. Just keep that in mind. So this is on the master fader. So this is when I'm going to start bringing some volume, getting some volume in here, because I mixed it to around -6 dB. This is where I'm going to make up for some of that volume here. So I added the compressor. Now again, let's bring that Ozone in here. Dynamics, Ozone 10. And they've got some really nice settings in here that you can go with and trust. They're not bad at all. So let's see what they got. Let's go over here to some of their presets. And they have all-purpose mastering. They have just all kind of nice presets that you can use as a starting point, and then you can tweak. Or if you like the way they sound, you can accept them as they are. They have genre-specific mastering. They have legacy. I like a lot of their legacy plugins. So let's just play it. Let's start out with, I want to bring the mids out a little bit. I'm going to emphasize the mid-range. Let's see what they give us for that. All right. Not bad. Increase the presence. So clearly that kind of brought my mids way up front, probably more than I want. So I have a couple of options, but I'm just still going to just play with some of these settings really quick. So let's look at what some of these Ozone, what are they doing here, right? So I can see they've got an equalizer on here, they've got a compressor, and then they've got a limiter. So on this EQ, they boosted the mids and the highs. Is really what they did. If I come in here and I select here, they boosted 27 hertz by 0.4 decibels. That's not that much of a boost. And then they did a high shelf at 5.8K by 1.1 decibels. They compressed, which I can see here. They did some parallel compression, which is great. That's another tool that I really like to do. And then they used a limiter. Let's go back here a little bit. So everything is really kind of mid-rangey now. So this is where I just I'm going to use my ears, and you know, I don't know if I want everything that mid-centric. So I'll just keep figuring out what I want to do. I could look at some genre-specific mastering to have a contemporary jazz. That might be nice. Let's see what that's going for. That contemporary jazz is a lot closer to my original mix. So that's probably something I would favor to start with. I'm going to throw a LUFS meter at the end of this. You know, nowadays when you're looking at how loud your tracks are, you want to have some type of LUFS meter to be able to just see what's going on, because you don't want your overall finished product to be low in volume, and you don't want it to be too high either. So I'm going to add an L1 right before this LUFS meter. I'll put my release at 1.5. I'm going to drop my ceiling to -0.3, which, so what a limiter will do, it will limit how loud anything can get, and you can determine what that limit is. So I'm saying -0.3, which is right under 0 dB. And now as I pull this threshold down, I'm going to be able to boost the volume of this overall master. And then, of course, as I limit, now, you know, that original balance that I had, it starts to kind of get tightened up a little bit. So certain things start to sound louder than they were originally. So things that were lower in volume are now sounding a little bit louder in volume. So it's always, to me, this dance as you're moving from one process to the next. And it's all about your ears. Your ears are your #1 tool for mixing and mastering. It's all about what you're hearing. So let's see what's up. Let's take this back and let's just kind of jam to it and see what we want to do now. So I think the bass is loud now. I'm going to turn some of the reverb down on the snare. Turn the snare down a bit. Keyboard's loud now. So this little bad boy I just opened up is the guide particle, which I'll use also at the end of the mixes as well, and with the masters, but I'm not really going to use it, but I am going to look at these targets in the guide particle. You see this target is a low, this target is a high, and I just want to see where my lows and highs are coming in at. So let me keep checking this out.